What is up, everybody? Are we back already? Is it Sunday again?
Man!
Dang. Well, welcome back, everybody. You got me, Lauren, here. You got Sergio over there, Mr. Steve over there. We wanted to catch back up with you guys to do our week in review. It's my personal favorite segment that we do, and often when we have careers, we miss it. So we wanted to let you know what was great in comics this week, what we grabbed, if we were disappointed by something, all that good stuff. So yeah, Sergio, I was figuring, especially because, you won the copper drop this week. Did you want to go first?
Sure, that'll be my prize.
Yeah.
I thought we agreed you're going to send a 6-pack of your finest American beer my way, but I guess...
See, that's the problem. That's how I got you. There's no such thing as finest American beer. It's all garbage.
That is true. Yeah. That is true. You're Canadian only for this guy right here. Guys, it's man, we've had a great couple of weeks of releases, man. This week is no different. I'll give you just a few of what I'm picking up. Silver City #2 continues the story. Another good one. Check that out, guys. Honestly, it's a good book. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. I enjoyed it. I voted to cop it. So that's that. I'm going to get right into it. My top 3 books of the week. Number 3 being this guy right here. Time Before Time.
So good, my dude.
Hey, this is good stuff. I wouldn't consider myself like a time travel junkie in terms of time travel movies, media, books. Seem like a lot of rehashing the same idea, same concept. But this is different, man. Just an enjoyable read. What are my notes on this one? Okay, so there's what I like about this? It's the little things like they're bringing back the technologies from the different time periods to the present, right? Like from the something like bringing back a medicine from the future to the present, which hasn't been invented yet, right? To help. Actually, right here, this scene right there with the cop. So the big bad, this I don't know, this villain here, he's talking to the cop about you better do this for me. You better get this intel on me, or you're not getting this medicine that you need for your sick kid, which hasn't been invented yet, right? We're not going to bring it from the future. So little things like that, right? Just the little sci-fi, good stuff in there. What else did I enjoy about that? And you know how they talk about like, so the time travelers, they're talking about, you remember the year 2149? Yeah, that was a shitty period. Talking about like the different ages, the different periods. So I get a kick out of that stuff. This is just it's a fun book. The art, again, I've spoken about this many times. I'm a fan of it, man. It's got this grainy texture to it, look to it. Very much enjoying it. Who are creators? Declan Shelby, Rory McConville writing it. You got Joe Palmer, the artist, as well as Chris O'Halloran, yeah, and then Hassan on the lettering. This creative team banging out their stuff, really good. Check out Time Before Time.
But that was only your number 3, right?
Number 3, number 2, baby.
Oh my gosh! Wait, Home. Who's that written by? I feel like we know who that dude is.
We do. We had him on the show.
Friend of the show.
We had him on the show.
Goodness.
Yeah, Julio Anta.
Oh, man.
Man, this book continues to pull at my heartstrings. Just another, great story. Continues the story. Emotional. You got your big emotional beats in there. What I like about this issue is it slows it down a little bit. You see Juan being trained by his tia Gladys, and this scene actually here that you've got up, he's got his training in place, so it slows it down, and then there's a conversation between Juan and his mom is really touching. The first thing that comes out of Juan's mouth is, "Mom, are you okay?" You know, just little things like that. He just wants to know that his mom's okay. He's trying to get back home.
I see what you did there. Got him.
See what Julio did there, I should say. So it's a great, it's a great issue number 3. There's some action in there with the coppers who are after Julio and his aunt, and Julio lets them have it, and he was very, very, or excuse me, Julio's the writer. Juan lets him have it. He unleashes his powers, and there's a moment there where things could get a little dark, maybe, man. If he takes his power set to the next level, he's got
like a bright burn dark.
Well, not quite that dark, but no, it's more like a choice that Juan can make. How what does he do with his powers, right?
Right.
Is vengeance the route that he wants to take? Does he want to go down that path? So Julio lays that out really nicely for us. And then the ending, my goodness, I was hyped. We see something pretty cool there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to spoil it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I was like, this is a nice touch. I liked it.
Yeah, man. Maybe I just say up and away.
No,
like
Sergio.
You
are the worst at keeping secrets.
You can take it however you want it.
Okay, so that was your number 2.
That was my number 2.
Not your top pick.
This beauty right here.
Wow.
You can't go wrong with Laila Starr. You really can't.
Laila Starr so nice. I had to cop it twice.
That foil cover is gorgeous.
I got that foil cover, beautiful stuff. Man, what else can I say about this book that I haven't already said?
I mean, most likely people have already watched our great interview
with Filipe. And we also had Ram V. Yeah.
So if you haven't seen those episodes, by chance, go check them out, man. Great
episode 10 is Felipe's and episode 5 is Ram V's episode.
That is correct, Lauren. Yeah. Laila Starr number 3. I found this. It's sexy, man. And it really is.
I know what you're talking about though, because it's actually a very depressing kind of feeling issue, but it's got that underlying weird underground 70s 80s club sexiness. It's make the cushion sexy. Here it is.
Yeah, and then you've got this. I love this color palette, man.
Yeah.
And Filipe talks about setting the mood and setting the tone and setting the vibe. And it's slow and it's calm, and this is it. I mean, they're just chilling. They're posted up in the club. They're having a cigarette, and they're vibing. But it's also, it's talking about, something that pretty much I think everybody can relate to is, first heartache, right? First heartbreak.
Yeah.
And how at that moment, it can feel like the world's crumbling. Like we're gonna die. We don't know if we want to live or die, right? So it's relatable stuff, and then you've got the perspective, at least in part, the narrative from the perspective of a cigarette. Man, are you kidding me, guys? This is insane, and they pull it off. It's so good. I cannot say enough good things about the writing, about the art. I don't have to read issue 4 or 5. I know this is going to be my book of the year, the series of the year, I should say. At this point, it's not even really close, guys. Maybe 1 or 2. Carmen's one that's up there for me as well. But this is it. Please check it out, man. You guys are going to love it. It's top tier comic book writing, man.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I really love Laila Starr as well. Steve, how do your picks compare to Sergio's? I mean, I know you've had some books to catch up on as well.
Yeah, I was away last week, so I wasn't able to actually get my books either. So my haul this week was 2 weeks worth, and it's pretty extensive because there's something going on in the X-Men line of things. So I had to catch up on a bunch of Hellfire Gala stuff, and we'll get into more of that with CJ and Janice on the next Talk episode.
Oh my God! Wait, Steve, we're gonna bring him back. We got him.
We got it. The event's still going on, Lauren.
They're gonna do our coverage. Oh my God! You know, I'm just so grateful for them, even though they look just like us and it's fucking weird. I'm just so grateful for them.
They keep us up to date on everything Hellfire Gala and X-Men, and within the last 2 weeks, a lot has happened.
And what's their show called? It's that X something.
X Talk. X books.
All right. Well, sweet. What else do you have then? Since we're gonna let CJ and Janice handle that.
Right. I've got Amazing Spider-Man, obviously continuing with Nick Spencer. Unfortunately, they've announced Nick Spencer's run will end with, I think, issue 74.
Oh.
So unfortunately, Steve, or
continuing Tom Taylor's Nightwing, I was able to catch up on the latest.
Thank you. Glad you're caught up. Jesus.
None of those were my top picks. I did catch up on Laila Starr #2, and I read Laila Starr #3. Both of those are really great. Honorable mentions to Laila Starr #3. It's not my top 3 though, unfortunately.
Oh.
My #3, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, written by Tom King. I think I said a lot. I think I said a lot about this book in our Copper Drop. That hopefully you've watched it, because that's kind of how I feel. It's part 1. It's chapter 1 of 8. It treats it like it's chapter 1 of 8. It's very intriguing. I love the idea of the narration being from a future perspective, so you can kind of look back and kind of reminisce and see how things they're reflective, like the perspectives of the characters changing. I love what's been done with it. I don't know. I said a lot of how I feel about it in the Copper Drop.
Yeah, absolutely.
My second top for the week is
your second top, not a buy.
Sorry,
what's your second pick?
My second pick for my top 3, Planet Size X-Men.
Okay. Yes.
I know this book isn't really getting talked about a whole lot, and I think part of that is because you kind of know what's already going to happen. If you read the end of X-Men, you know what's going to happen in Planet Size. But man, is it such a cool thing to read and to see happen, and just all of it coming together. Hickman has a way of utilizing these mutant powers in ways that I really wish someone else would have thought of like 25, 30 years ago, but I'm glad it's happening now. I just
it's so cool watching, you know, mutants do more than be limited by Earth. And it's cool to see mutants really exploring themselves as their own race, their own species compared to humans, because for so long the mutants have just been basically the equivalent of humans, but oh look, we do pretty things, but we're human. And now Hickman's world is really exploring the idea that no, like, we're humans, mutants are completely separate. Mutants are not us. Just because they look human does not mean they are human in any way. And so it's really cool to see them actually go above and beyond. And, you know, I don't think it's a spoiler because everybody knew it's going to happen, but they basically make their own planet.
Yeah.
It's how that's a spoiler, so I won't share that. But yeah, they make their own planet, for God's sakes. Like, and who can stop them? No human can fucking stop them. How wild is that?
Yeah, and this book really is a showcase for Magneto. Magneto was the central protagonist for Planet Size X-Men, and it was his idea to do it all. He put it all into motion, so we're following him. And sometimes, you know, when Magneto is written just perfectly, it works so well. So, you know, we knew what was going to happen, but how it all comes together and the ramifications that this will have on the Marvel Universe makes it my top 2 for that reason.
Understood.
But you know, that being said, it's only my top 2. I know Sergio talked about this one book that is my top 1 last week. Again, I wasn't able to catch up on all the books.
Oh wait, so you're telling me you and Sergio agree on a book?
Yeah.
It happens more often than you give us credit for. Lauren. Come on now, come on.
Yeah. So my top pick for me is Carmen #4.
I love it.
honest to God, I'm so thankful, Sergio, for you getting me onto this book with issue 1.
I was gonna say, you got an ovation from Sergio. I've never seen him clap for a book. Like, damn.
Like, I think it was your top book last week, Sergio, for you personally when
It
you
was,
read it
yes.
came out. And for oh my God, for good reason. This book it's literally everything I want in an indie book. It's one person doing it all, really, in a way. And the story is amazing. It really, this issue alone really tugged at my heartstrings. I would call it heartbreakingly bittersweet is the ending.
Yeah.
It just, I don't want to say anything else. It's impactful. It's emotional. Please check out this book. It's such a good read.
Man.
It's my top pick.
Yeah.
I love
Carmen
that for
number
you.
4.
Yeah. And it makes it so much more impressive that is Guillaume March is doing it all, man.
Yeah.
He's writing, he's penciling, coloring, everything. One man show.
I see this often, a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times when you see creators that are able to do it all and choose to do it all, especially on an indie title, that's how you know it's something special a lot of times before even reading it. Because you're like, holy crap, they've invested so much time into this. If you think about it, it's one thing to write a book and then send it off for somebody to color or do all that stuff, right? But it's a whole other thing to write it, to color it, to take every step of the way with, that's your baby, I can imagine, And so, I'm just so glad it's reading well and it's going good because, I'm sure that's their baby.
And I'm just glad we only got one more issue. We only got one more. But
Sergio, you look like a kicked puppy. You look like you just got kicked.
I'm like, oh man.
I don't know how it's gonna end, but man, like I'm gonna be sad when it does.
Yeah.
Well, damn. All right, so your top 3, you've got
Supergirl, Women of Tomorrow, Planet Size X-Men for number 2, and Carmen number 4 for number 1.
Nice.
Lauren.
I like the mix there.
Yeah, Lauren, what do you have to show?
Well, a couple things, a couple like runner-ups. I just wanted to show super quick before I went to my top 3. The one bad idea book I got before they started doing their nonsense. We're not gonna talk about that now, but Tankers. This shit is so fucking fun, man. Like I'm really trying to make it as quick as possible. Your 30-second pitch. As somebody sold it to me. Jurassic Park, Legends of Tomorrow, mixed in with some other crazy shit. It's just a lot of fun, man, and it's wild. So if you're a fan of time travel, dinosaurs, some kind of like old shooter retro video games, just check this shit out, man. It's just so fun. It was worth it to get, even though it's bad idea and they're being weirdos right now. It was worth it to me. Home, it's not my top 3, not because I didn't love it, but just because this is still absolutely amazing. Check Julio Anta out. He's one of the writes that he has his website, julioanta.com. You can order signed copies of this through him.
Nice.
Including this issue. You have all the issues of just like 1 cover, 2 covers, whatever. He's got them, and they're only like $5. Like you're basically paying cover price for them to be signed. It's ridiculous. So check it out. It's so good. I think Sergio really said it all. Time Before Time. Again, I couldn't agree with Sergio more. This series is fantastic. I am a sucker for time stuff. I'm learning, like time travel and stuff. I'm just now learning it. But it's so good, man. And the art style is not my personal favorite art style, but it fits the book perfectly. I want this to be a TV show. Somebody option it off, please. I want that to happen.
Oh, yeah.
But my top 3, number 3 is Static, number 1 of season 1. Milestone Returns is here. Milestone is back. DC finally is letting us have them again. And I picked up Static, even though I know about him. I didn't really read his old stuff yet. So I want to try this out, and I love it.
That art is amazing.
It's gorgeous. I was shocked by how much I love the art, not because I thought it'd be bad, but just because, holy shit. And
that looks like a Boom book.
It really, honestly, it really does, yeah.
But that's the thing, though, is that it has these bright colors, but it's still very dark overall. The palette is still a darker palette. It's not a bright Boom palette, which is very interesting to me. But yeah, I loved it. I love seeing, you don't read any of his dialogue here, obviously, because spoilers, but I loved Static as a character here. His thought process, the dialogue that happens. I love seeing him with his family here. I like seeing him struggle with his powers, and he's trying to hold them back. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this book other than It just flows so well. The art is fantastic. The story is great. It reads like a great young adult superhero story, and not young adult that and then like only young people will enjoy it, but something that's faster paced is what I mean. The pacing is faster. It's not a slow burn, and I like that. So if you aren't reading Milestone Returns, or you're like, I want to, but I want to start somewhere, start with Static if possible. It's great.
So that was your number 3.
Yep.
All right, what's your number 2?
So I was shocked by my number 2, and I thought about this for a long time because when I first read it, after that ending, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know what to do. But I kind of settled after talking to a bunch of other people about it. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Mr. King, you should feel accomplished because as a Supergirl fan, I'm very, very picky, and yet this is still in my top 3. So at Mr. King, you did good enough. That's in my top 3.
You got Lauren's approval, Tom King. That's it. You made
I'm about to tweet it at him and be like, here, Mr. That's the praise. That's all you're getting for now. We'll see. But seriously, though, so again, I'm a big Supergirl fan. I've read a lot of her other stuff. Her character has been hit or miss in terms of how she's treated. She's pretty much always been a teenager in the comics, and she's always the one that's angry and impulsive, and somebody has to, kind of rein her in, like Clark, Superman, or somebody else. And so I wanted something different. And so when I picked this up, I was hoping to God it was. But again, it's Tom King, and he's very hit or miss. Even if you, like me, I don't hate the dude. I don't love him. I just know I need to be cautious. But I picked it up, and he very nicely surprised me. Characterizing is great. All this good stuff we talked about a lot on our show. So I'll just say that as a Supergirl fan, I liked it enough that it's in my top 3, and I hope it continues to do all the right things that it did.
Right.
Cool.
So then what, Lauren, is your top pick of the week?
Sergio, you're just hitting everything on the head this week because my number 1 is also the Mini Dessa Laila Starr.
Love it.
It's unbelievable. And it's not just because Filipe was on our show this week. That only just helped. It made me so much more excited because holy shit, this is just unbelievable. We were talking about it, and yeah, like I said earlier, now that I've said it, I think this summarizes it perfect for me. It makes depression sexy but without without underplaying it, without being like, oh yeah, depression's trendy. No, it's not that kind of sexy. It's just like, I don't know, man, there's a different way of looking at certain things, and with Ram's words and Felipe's phenomenal art, like all these phenomenal things they both do, they just complement each other so well. And I really, really, really am hoping that after this ends, because we only have 2 more issues of this, and it makes me sad. Yeah. I'm really hoping that these 2 get to collab again because they're just magic together, Ram and Filipe. And that's all you really know about Laila Starr, is that it's utter magic. It's also so real that it's going to stab you in the eye, and you're just to sit there and deal with it. So
yeah.
But it's utterly amazing. So yeah, my top 3.
I'm gonna call it now. Laila Starr is gonna win an Eisner next year.
It should.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
you know what?
Will be nominated.
You know what? First House of Nerd Eisner prediction next year. Laila Starr. We're predicting it even before the nomination.
Yeah, man.
I'm really hoping Carmen does, to be honest.
I have a feeling Carmen will be too.
I hope so.
Those two.
Okay, since you both like those, which one would you prefer to see win an Eisner the most? Since you both love them.
Carmen for me. One person doing all of it is just like rewarding all the effort that went into just your baby, like you said, Lauren.
I think for me, just because I'm not the biggest fan of Carmen, but I did read the first issue, and for me, I don't think Carmen could win it. I would want Laila to, specifically for the art at least, I want Laila to win it. The art is all Laila. Like Carmen for me can't touch that in its art, even though its art is great.
They're both elegant.
They're so good. I just wish they could have them all. Like, you know what, guys? We should do a House of Nerd Eisner show next year. Done. Great.
Book it.
And we're gonna have a hard time picking out those nominations and winners, I have a feeling. But yeah, so my top 3, we're gonna go with Static for number 3. Second is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and number 1 is Laila Starr for me. You can't go wrong with them. You really can't. So so that's our week in review, guys. Any last minute notes you want to make?
This Sunday, guys, coming up, we got the writers and illustrator of That Texas Blood, Chris Condon,
Yep.
Jacob Phillips. Gonna be a big episode. We got some fun stuff lined up for you guys. Come check it out.
Hell yeah. And Sergio, where can we find you on the interwebs and all that good stuff?
Yeah. You can find me at Insert Name INC on Twitter, Insert Name Comics on Instagram. I got a Facebook page up. Just search Insert Name Comics. Always happy to connect. You find folks with fantastic works of art, man. Yeah. Steve, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at StovePost. I don't use Instagram that much, so Twitter it is. Lauren, what about you?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter at friendlymBHDBI, at Instagram at friendlyneighborhoodBI, BI, so that's 3 times by. And yeah, the House of Nerd Show, our overall Twitter handle is at House of Nerd Show. Follow us. Let us know what you're thinking about, all the picks we had this week. Comment below, of course. We'd love to be able to read through your comments and get back to you once we see them.
For sure.
And definitely, make sure you're liking our videos, subscribing, all that good stuff. Hit that bell. We want to make sure you're getting the content you love.
Yeah, please, guys, if you're enjoying what we're bringing, every like, every comment, every subscribe helps, and we appreciate it, man.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, this was the week in review of the 16th of June with the House of Nerd Show. We will see you guys this Sunday in the live chat.